providing entertainment. You going to sing and dance this morning or what?
Who knows? Hey, it's a new week. Anything might happen. I was.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody caught me second lining on a video over at the Hampton alumni
Caught
thing
you.
a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
I was having fun, but
Sounds like it wasn't.
I didn't like what I saw.
Sounds like it wasn't a pretty sight.
No,
Is that
I
what you're
don't
trying to
think
say?
Yeah, right. But I was having fun.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Oh, boy. Look, folks, it is 84 degrees out there. Bright, and sunny. So you don't need the rain umbrella. You might need the sunbrella if you're going out and about, depending on where you're going. You have a little bit of time. You're going to get there at 7:15. You got about 13 minutes, and a little bit more time. You got to be there at 7:30. The weather is going to rise in terms of temperature. It's going to go up from the mid 80s on into the high 80s and then into the low 90s. Woo! Woo! And then we're going to get some clouds. But it's going to be partly cloudy, partly sunny, and into the 90s. So that's a bit about what today looks like. And looks like tomorrow is going to be bright and sunny as well. And that's going to be a high of 93, low of 80. But then the balance of the week, we're going to have what I'll call scattered showers. I'm not a meteorologist. My name's not Damon Singleton. But when I see 30%, 40%, 50%, it's going to be raining at Rose House and not at mine.
It's going to be raining someplace.
Someplace.
Like I always say.
Yep.
It'll be hard someplace, too.
Yep, right. Absolutely. Yep. So by the time we get to 30, 40, 50%, then there might be some flooding since it's New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what you can anticipate at this time. Of course, things can change. Weather patterns can change. But that's what we're looking at Wednesday and into the weekend. So plan accordingly. If you want to pick your weather for going out and do things, today and tomorrow might be your best options, depending on what it is you have to do. Some of us do better driving around in the rain or catching the RTA in the rain than others. I saw the sister with the heavy thunderstorm a couple of Saturdays ago. I was trying to drive slowly and get in. Sister just standing out there with her bags. I was like, I guess it was sunny over where she was, but it looked wet to me.
Okay. Yeah. She's just accustomed to.
Yeah, buddy. Yep. So, but look, there are a number of things in the news and information that we want to share with you today. We're going to have a good show today. We're going to hear from Harold Clark today. He's got a new play that's coming up. Looking forward to hearing from him about that. And we're going to have a special surprise for you a little later on during the show as well. So hang in there for the special surprise. Go ahead and let your folks know that we're going to have a special surprise. And tell them that Will Sutton said it's a special surprise. But Lord willing, if everything goes according to plan, before we are off the air, we will have that for you. And I'm looking forward to a good conversation and perhaps a little bit of fun. We'll kind of leave it at that. But for the moment. The time is 7:05 a.m. Just want to remind you that kiddos and babies are out there. They might not be going to school, but they are going to summer camp, day camp. They're out to Newark. They might be on the playgrounds. They might be in your neighborhood, in the streets, or in your driveway. So please be safe. Ro, I was, scanning the news yesterday and today, and one of the things that caught my eye was that, with all the teacher pay stuff,
yes,
from the legislature. Mm-hmm. Well, July 25th is the day that the state is due to give the school districts their money. But when they receive that money on July 25th, it's going to be less money than they're used to receiving. So they're going to have to do less. They're going to have to do the same thing that they've been doing with less, or something's going to go away.
This is MFP money?
Absolutely, it is.
Okay. That
Yep.
money.
Yep.
The money.
Yep. The money. The money. So this is due to a decision by Jeff Landry in the legislature to cut this, and rather than pull more from the state budget, which is what they've done in the past. You know, it's like we'll make sure you have enough money, and they're saying no, not this time. So, you know, a lot of school leaders and school teachers were hoping for a reprieve of some kind, but that went down when lawmakers voted in favor of a $168 million funding reduction. And when the education advocates who were challenging it dropped their lawsuit. So $168 million reduction, even across the state, that's quite a bit of change.
I guess that's how you get your fiscal house in order.
Well, it is. and
you know why I said that.
Of course. So,
you know why I said that specifically.
Yeah. Want to tell the people?
Well, he told Mayor Moreno that, you know, until New Orleans gets its fiscal house in order, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, and so you're using that phrase
So
in the context of New Orleans, but this is in the context of school districts statewide. So
I'm just saying that's how you do it. You know.
Well, there is. I mean,
this is what we're going to have,
well,
but no, we're not going to have that.
Well, that's right. Yeah. So, you know, put it in a family home budget context. I know y'all used to eating pizza every Friday night, but we're not going to be ordering 4. We're going to order 2.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to be satisfied with what's there.
Right. Yeah.
No, there's no more coming.
Yeah.
There's no more coming.
Exactly.
And we might have to have Kool-Aid instead of those sodas that you've been used to. So it's that kind of thing. So this is unfortunate, but the school districts were looking at raises. Actually, let me stop saying that. These are not even raises. These are stipends. Somebody give you $2,000 in 1 year, and you don't know if you're getting it the next year.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not a raise.
Yeah.
We keep saying raise.
That's almost like not to be little it, because we've all had them and we all like them. That's like a Christmas bonus.
Absolutely. Yeah. I welcome the $100, $200.
But that's not a raise. No. Christmas bonus isn't a raise.
Especially when you got other bills going up and about. So I was looking at my colleague Patrick Wall's story, because he was on here last week, and he's one of the few reporters who's on this story all the time, which is why I keep referring to the folks, the journalists who are education reporters, as opposed to just the folks who dip in and dip out, which is that's part of their job. I mean, there's a thing called general assignment reporter. There's a thing called sports reporter, and sometimes the sports reporter has to do news, and sometimes the news reporter has
people
to
who do environment. There are people who do money. There are people who do
Yep. And Patrick has his specialty in education, and he used the example of Tanja Bahor Parish, and the school system's chief financial officer said they're looking at possible cost saving measures, and that could include non-essential purchases, delaying non-emergency capital projects, or temporarily freezing employees' annual salary increase. So that's the planned salary increase that you already told somebody.
Yeah.
Hang in there with me.
Yeah.
Keep doing a good job.
Right.
I appreciate it. I'm going to take care of you next year. And then I can't.
Then I can't. Yeah.
Mm.
That's how you get your fiscal house in order.
Yeah. And it's like, boss, what happened? It's like, well, I know I told you that, but they put me in a bind. It wasn't me. It's not me. But but you're like, hey, but what about my groceries? But what about my groceries? So but Mr. Governor says not a single dollar is being taken away from public education. We're investing in teachers, not bureaucracy.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, school board members across the state and superintendents have pushed back uh, because the governor and legislative leaders have pointed to the school districts to say, y'all got money. You're just not spending it.
Isn't it right? Yeah.
You got money because we can see it. We see that you have the money. And the school district's point is that's for rainy day. Do you know that we live in Louisiana? Do you know we live in southern Louisiana? Do you realize that in the greater New Orleans area we have natural disasters of all kinds and we have to pay for whatever the federal government and you don't pay for?
Right.
So we need those funds. And the governor and some of the legislators leaders are saying, you have enough, you can spend some of that money. Well, now we're in this situation where a number of school districts are having to make some tough choices. And in Jefferson Parish,
Quick adjustments, so to speak.
yeah,
Quick
yeah,
adjustments.
yeah. And in Jefferson Parish, to use another example from Patrick Wall's fine reporting, school board members said they might postpone 19% teacher raises. Now, imagine if you've been working there for years, maybe you've gotten a 2 or 3%. And they finally built it to a place where they said,
We can give you
really
19%.
Mm-hmm.
So they were going to get 19%.
I'm sorry, 1%. 1%.
Oh.
1%. I'm sorry. 1%. My mistake.
Mhm.
But, 1%. Better than no percent.
Mm-hmm.
And then you already told 1%. And now it's
And
like
now
0%.
Yeah, we can't give you the 1%.
Yeah,
we said we were going to get.
And because that was going to cost $6 million annually.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to have to give the stipends. At least the 1% go in the bank account and you get some taxes out of it. You might have 50 cents. I don't know the calculation. But in Ascension Parish, the school board's going to pay stipends rather than increase salaries by $1,500. That's pretty decent, $1,500 as a permanent salary increase. But this is an issue that is being felt around the state. So those of you all who are in education and around education, you will be hearing more about that and seeing the impact as we get to July 25th. So look for developments next week and developments in August because that's part of the news on that front.
Yeah. Mm.
Yep. So, but meanwhile, let's see what else is going on. We had a game yesterday.
The World Cup?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Spain, champions of the world for the second time
in
that country's history, defeating Argentina, the defending World Cup champions, 1-0. That's what they say in soccer. They don't say 1-0 or 1-0.
Yeah.
It's 1-0.
Wow.
And it was. I made a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking about.
What was your mistake?
Yesterday, I decided I'd just go on the run, went to the bookstore, go pick up something to eat, and stopped at a place like Hooters because it was nearby.
Uh-huh.
Why all these cars here? I go in and it dawns on me. That's people just sitting there watching the World Cup.
Yep.
That's what it was. Just people there, and turned around, went back home and got me something to eat.
Yeah.
But, it's It was a good World Cup. I don't think there's ever been anything such as a bad World Cup, to tell you the truth. But, like I always tell people, I remind people, especially soccer people, this is not our sport, our national sport, so to speak. It's the sport in other countries, but not in ours. And the United States, like they did a good job hosting the thing. As I've said before, FIFA is just like the International Olympic Committee. It's a corrupt organization. They do stuff that's kind of underhandedly. But anyway, that has nothing to do with it. It was a good match. I watched most of it. Of course, you had the great Lionel Messi that some people from Argentina and people consider maybe the best player ever. He's definitely one of them. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. And
but Spain was always looked at as the best team this time around. And it was kind of it was extra time and all that. But so there wasn't a lot of scoring going on. And, of course, Americans like to see scoring. And we used to seeing people score points in the games that we like.
Right.
So it may have been a little boring to some. It looked like, it made me think about, excuse me, when I was a child, my father telling me about the great 1945 Army versus Notre Dame football game, where the two best teams in the country, and the game ended up 0-0. And I thought about that when they ended 0-0 in regulation, so to speak. And they called the game the immovable force meets the irresistible object, or something like that.
I like that. When I
heard
my dad.
My dad told me that. That is, it was the irresistible force meets the immovable object, and that's what they kind of look like.
Yeah,
and but they did score, and Mbappe of France won the Golden Boot, which is the person that scores the most goals, basically, during the World Cup. And, it looked like...
and I really like that, it's not like the MVP of the very last game. It's like who did the best across the whole playoffs. They don't call them playoffs, but,
And Mbappe won it 4 years ago, too.
Yeah.
When Argentina won the World Cup. And they have other awards, like the best goalie and the best, different things. They have other awards that they give at the end of the World Cup. And so, it was, your president was there, of course, and he did his thing.
Yeah, well, looks like some
people
like
he always does his thing.
Looks like people in the audience did their thing, too.
Yeah, and they try to move him out of the picture, the team picture. He stands there like he's part of the team after handing him the trophy, Usually when people hand the trophy, they kind of disappear. But
what is the deal with the president of a country handing a trophy? Is that normal?
No.
I mean,
no.
Because,
no.
You're not a part of the organization. I mean, when we have a Super Bowl, the president, no matter Democrat, Republican, doesn't come out and hand over the Lombardi trophy.
Well, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist.
But let's go.
But some of the people in FIFA were convicted of some underhanded stuff. Okay? By the United States justice system. And those things are going away under this justice system.
I see. I got you. Okay. That doesn't sound like conspiracy to me, Brother Rowe. That sounds like here's just a few facts.
I'm just saying, okay? That, I'm just saying, that they were, the usual line, they were wrongly accused.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So,
All right.
There's probably something in it for somebody.
Yep. All right. Well, it is 7:20 a.m. Now it's 7:21 a.m. I'm Will Sutton in conversation with Roe Brown. If you got somewhere to be at 7:30, you got about 9 minutes to get there. Watch out for the babies and the kiddos. Do your best to be a safe driver, a defensive driver, and watch out for the crazies out there. Don't be one of them. Make sure you get to where you're going safely It is 7:21 a.m. And what is that talk line number, Rob?
The number is 504-582-9422.
Coming up after the break, we're going to talk about reading and a reading book festival. This is WBOK, 12:30 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Monday morning, I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. New Orleans leaders are ensuring you and your family are staying safe. Resources are now being made available while we enter preparation mode. There are 7 locations you can go to get sandbags. All locations are open from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. The locations are in all districts. Typically, you do have to bring your own shovel. The bags will be provided to you. You can find locations on our website. That's WDSU.com. Decisions regarding the partnership between the City of New Orleans and the ankle monitoring company ASAP is expected to take place within the coming days. This comes after owner Mike Dennis wanted to pull out of his partnership, saying it's no longer financially feasible. Last week, Dennis told WDSU that he believes the judges in Orleans Parish are intentionally not using the program, causing a dip in the program's numbers. As ASAP plans expansion to other cities around the country, Dennis says they don't need New Orleans' partnership any longer. Right now, New Orleans police are investigating a shooting in the 7th Ward. Police say it happened around 5 o'clock yesterday morning near Toro Street. Police say the victim was shot in both of his legs. The victim was taken to the hospital, and police have not released any further details at this time. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
WBOK is pleased to announce the reboot of Crosstown Conversations with host Gene Nathan. A heightened focus on cultural entertainment events and the creators who present them. The new time is now Saturday at noon. Tune into the stories of our exploding creative scene with Gene Nathan on Crosstown Conversations.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
A heat advisory is in effect across the area as highs reach 93 to 99 degrees, feeling like 110 and above. Scattered showers and storms expected after 6 p.m. This is due to the tropical system we're watching that could potentially be named Bertha. As we are entering into the next couple of days, we're expected to feel more impacts from the wind. Also, more rain chances are going to begin for Tuesday and for Wednesday. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Reshar.
Good morning, Wake Up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
6 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 7:30. You got about 4 minutes to get there. Hopefully you are pulling into the parking lot, walking up the stairs. Maybe you're in the break room grabbing that coffee or tea before you walk on over to that workspace, if that's the kind of gig that you have. Or maybe you are getting out of the car, putting that hard hat on, and getting to work for the day. But, of course, if it's 7:30 that you have to be there and you have one of those jobs, you're in bed, you can just roll on over to the other side and pull out that laptop, do that remote thing, then good for you. So, you know, been a lot of that since COVID. Right, bro? I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, we got some.
And we're about to talk about something that's important to me.
Absolutely.
Ought to be important to everybody.
Ought to be important to everybody. And that is reading. And so welcome to the Good Morning Show, Mr. Albert Tobert, Nitra Woods, Elnora Vixt, and they are the co-founders of the Looks Who's Reading Book Festival. Yay for reading.
The Look Who's Reading Book Festival.
Well, my mom was an elementary school teacher, and so she was one of those reading is fundamental people. You're not going to go far if you don't get this down. Right. And you can try it, but you really got to get this down. And both of my parents were educators, and my dad taught at the college level. It's kind of hard to pass a course without reading, no matter what the course was. So, but welcome to the Good Morning Show. We're going to talk about the festival, but let's find out about y'all. So none of you have been to WBOK before, right?
No.
Well, welcome to WBOK. We really appreciate you coming in. So I am going to start with Miss Elnora. Ms. Vixt?
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Before we go into the festival.
Yes.
Who's your mama and them?
Oh, my people.
Okay. You see, we found somebody who understands what that means. That's a South Louisiana thing.
I am from Thibodaux, Louisiana. My dad, Parker is the last name. They're from Bertrandville, Pullenville area, but my mom is from Thibodaux. Yeah, and her name is Jacqueline. Mack.
What do you do?
I am a counseling outreach coordinator at Nicholls State University, but I hold a lot of other hats in the community as well.
Yes. One of those folks who have 3 and 4 jobs, and some of them pay and some of them don't.
Oh, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it. Okay. We're not alone.
We're
not alone.
No. But you know,
there's a lot of you, Miss Vixt.
Yeah.
For the community, for the people.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Tobert, Mr. Al Tobert, who's your mama now? Come on, man.
How you doing, man? And it's Ali.
Ali,
everybody.
I'm sorry, Ali.
That's cool. I know my handwriting pretty bad.
Yep. Couldn't see that eye.
All right. So, Ali Tolbert. My people is Burnell Tolbert. My dad is actually the NAACP parish president of Lafourche Parish.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, and what I do at home?
Yeah.
I'm a SRO officer at Thibodaux High, so I work for Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Go Tigers.
Thank you.
Go Tigers.
You know the Tigers, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a sports guy.
All right, nice.
Absolutely. All right. So, Ms. Anitra Woods, who your mama now?
My mom is from Thibodaux, and my daddy people is from the Raceland area.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
What do you do?
I am an author, STEM teacher, and entrepreneur.
Okay.
An author, a STEM teacher, and an entrepreneur.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Sounds
all
good to me.
of that involves reading, does it not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there are different kinds of book festivals and reading and local and library and national and all of that kind of thing. Personally, I don't think we can get enough of reading and promoting books and all of that. But why the Look Who's Reading Book Festival? Why did you all start this?
Oh, wow.
So each of us have our own individual nonprofit. And Mr. Ali Talbert has Grow Collaboration, and he take a lot of kids out, to get some exposure from different environments. And one of the trips was the Tulane Book Festival.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And we all have these creative minds, and so I was brewing, and I went to them about like, oh my God, like I think we should, bring this to our town because Tri-Parish doesn't have anything like this, and they all was thinking the same thing. And so we just came together. I think it was 3 months. It took 2 months. In 2 months, the first year we put it all together, and we had almost like 80 vendors. Yeah, it was a success. We shocked ourselves.
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Very nice.
We put the work into it, and we also end up forming Tri-Parish Organizers, which is our nonprofit in regards to that.
So let's pause for the people who may not know. You keep saying Tri-Parish, but they might not know. What are you talking about when you say Tri-Parish?
So Tri-Parish Organizers.
No. What
the area?
What is the
Tri-Parish?
area?
Oh,
They might not know. So
the parish, our surrounding parishes, our parish and surrounding parishes.
Which is what?
Lafourche,
Terrebonne,
and Assumption.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
All right. So then people have heard that.
And I'm sorry, and it's kind of interchangeable because you can go from Assumption, or you can go to St. James.
St. James.
St.
I was gonna say,
So anything in that Bayou area.
Yeah, just trying to get people with the geography. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's just call it Bayou Parish.
Bayou Parish.
Yeah. As opposed to River, the Bayou Parish.
Yes.
That other side. Yeah.
All right. Tri-Parish Organizers.
So it stemmed from our three nonprofits collaborating together. Mine is Big Dreamers Youth Foundation. I work with youth, bullying prevention, suicide prevention, and education. And then he could tell about his.
So my nonprofit is called Grow Collaboration. So Grow is an acronym for Gradually Righting Our Wrongs. So what I do is I take kids on educational trips free of charge. Try to teach them like STEM, soft skills, any type of technical skills, anything that I would say can help them be a more productive member of society.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm co-founder of Epic Outreach, which the acronym stands for Empowering People in the Community. And it's bringing awareness and also breaking that stigma of mental health that we have, providing a lot of different events as well as just educational events, not only to the community, but those mental health professionals.
Mm-hmm. You said, I assume you're basing this off of the New Orleans Book Festival, the whole at Tulane.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the book festival you're talking about. So how is this one? Is it structured like that? You know what I mean? I mean, if I go to this on July 25th, which is the date, I think, right? July 25th. Yep. 11 to 5 p.m. If I go to this, what will I see? What am I going to do?
Well, so I wouldn't say we structured like Tulane because we ain't getting that kind of money yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, if y'all want to donate, we'll definitely get to that scope someday. But now we having it at one of our largest facilities, which is the Thibodeau Civic Center. I want to say it could hold up to maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people. When you get there, we have vendors. I think we have over 40, 50 authors. You can go and meet the authors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're one-on-one with the authors. They'll talk about their books, sign books. From there, we have other multi-purpose rooms where we'll have someone doing a workshop where we're talking about AI, or another one we just added financial literacy, and what was the other one?
Life
about
insurance, and then
the one about the autism, reading with autism, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about. I think that's going to be a real good touch to it. We're going to be giving away school supplies. We're going to be giving away food. We're going to have a stage.
Wait a minute, y'all just got started 3 years ago, and you giving away stuff?
So actually, so let's talk about this. Actually, the event itself is free for the entire community.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like the whole idea was to lead by example. We want you to come in with your family. We want the grandparents, the guardians, whoever it is, because the ideal is to start from home. Right? If your children are seeing you reading, then guess what's going to happen? They're going to want to do the same thing, right? We're going to make reading fun again and have the parents and guardians working together. So we have different areas. So like you said, when you first walk through the door, the first 150 kids will get a free Scholastic bag, right? And they also will get like a bracelet. The bracelet itself has 5 tabs. and each tab is for a different area to be able to get either like the free food, the free snack, the free books, and then at 4:00 p.m., of course, the free school supplies. We also have a family reading nook corner so that the family can also go in that corner with their kids and read to them. The children love that area, of course. Like you said, we have about 40, 50 authors, but we have 60 vendors in general because we do have a range of different genres. So from children authors all the way to like adult to Christian. We even have the gaming school AI from Lafayette that's coming to attend. AIE, I'm sorry, from Lafayette that's coming to attend. So we do have a multitude of a variety of different vendors besides just authors, but things that's catering to, reading and literacy, higher education, all those important components, right? But like I said, my biggest thing is leading by example. So I want to see the family come and attend. Now, don't just drop your children off. Come into the building, sign in, get these things. And look, last year we had over 2,000 attendees.
And it's for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we have a teen area upstairs. It's for a teen lounge. And there's books and things up there for them as well. Like she said, we have the family in the corner. We have the stage where we're going to have story time. And we're going to have some of the authors go up and read. And then, like she said, we have young authors that's going to be there. So, hopefully we can get the parents to go up there with them and be able to read their stories as well to the attendees there.
We're going to have a magic show as well. And we're also going to have some like book character costumes where they're walking around to take pictures. It's very diverse. Again, it's open to the community. Tri-Parish and beyond. It's very diverse and open to the community and for Tri-Parish and beyond. So again, it's free. Free is the biggest thing.
Yeah, we're like free now.
Right. Well, I got to disagree with you. It is structured like the New Orleans Book Fest. Just said you do more stuff.
Yeah, we getting there, but they're very spacious. They got a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna get there.
But so do you.
Yeah.
And that was one day.
You do more stuff than them. Okay.
We see a lot of people.
I don't want no beef with Tulane. I don't be calling.
You do more stuff than the New Orleans Book Festival.
They started small and became big.
Yeah.
And I'll say this about what they do. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
And I'm glad that you all brought
Go every year.
But not everybody needs to have a book festival of that size.
Yeah. Right.
Because there's some people who won't go.
Right. Yeah.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but whatever kids you brought there, they didn't see a whole lot of people that look like them.
That was the reason of bringing them.
Okay. Yeah. But they're going to see some people that look like them that's closer to home with this one. I'd rather have them go to yours and learn about reading and how important it is than to not go to the other one because they don't look like me.
Yeah.
And while we're on that subject, shout out to Black Ink Book Festival too.
Oh,
we went to them and they have a nice one. Yeah, they have a nice one. So.
Even at the Essence Fest too, they have their book. What was it?
They got like a little book.
They have like a little book. It's
like
a
author showcase.
Yeah, and
Mama Bear was over there with Community Book Center.
We were there last year and this year, and we met quite a few people. It's just when you at the Essence Fest, you do meet people who end up. When you're at the Essence Fest, you end up meeting so many people who are interested in reading. A lot of content creators. So we did meet a lot of people of importance last year and this year as well. Yes. Who will be attending our book festival as authors or just in general, just to come out and see what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You heard Will say that I'm a sports guy. That's all I am. I ain't nothing but a sports guy.
I don't believe in that.
No, I am. I ain't nothing but a sports guy.
I don't believe in that.
That's all I am. I always tell young athletes that there were never laws that said if you were black, you couldn't sing, dance, or play ball. But there were laws that said you couldn't read. Talk a little bit about the importance of this, okay? I mean, we've talked about what it is, but try and impress upon especially these young people and some older people, okay, who think that,
My perspective, okay, working with the youth, like I told you, STEM. We could call it STEAM. Even when I'm teaching the kids, so we're working with things like doing electronics or engineering, art. math. You have to be able to read in order to do what you need to do to put these things together to solve a problem. Anything. If you can't read measurements or either just read the numbers, that's on the page, how can you put these things together? It's one thing when we're working with kids that's in elementary school, starting off, especially if they're like 5 or 6 years old. But when we get to kids that's in the middle school, that becomes a problem. It's a big problem. And sometimes we have to go back and figure out where this kid was left behind.
Yeah.
And then try to get them back to the grade level that they're supposed to be at. And sometimes it takes time, but also we have to understand in our education system, the kids is not getting the help that they actually need. They're not really getting that one-on-one time that they need. And we also have to get the parents. The parents has to be willing to step up and figure out what it is that their kids need when it comes down to their education, because it's very important.
But it's something I remember you talking about in one of the other interviews was that an article you had read about adults reading at a 6th grade level.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
But I don't want to misquote it because I don't have it right in front of me. But it was an article that came out from, I think it was like the Barbara Bush Family Literacy Foundation, where they were saying half of American adults can't read past the 6th grade level, or they reading at a 6th grade level. But I won't go back what the gentleman was talking about over there. I forgot your name. I'm sorry, brother.
Roe Brown.
I'm sorry?
Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Roe Brown.
Roe.
Mr. Roe.
Roe is fine.
Yeah.
Roe.
And
No, Mr.
if
Roe.
anybody,
Roe's
if anybody plays sports, we all know those athletes that they kind of just push through, just to stay on the team that couldn't read. And, he was a great athlete, but once he got out of school, he was kind of left on his own. And, so that's one of the things we try to avoid, those left behind athletes, but left behind kids, period. We focus a lot, and I always give this speech, we focus a lot on sports here in Louisiana, sportsman paradise. We got it on our license plate and stuff. But I tell the kids, I work with a lot of them at the school, when the stadium lights off, then what? What you got to offer then? So you gotta take your education serious.
You're right, and then, you're right,
because if you get injured or something like that, then what else you got to fall back on? Yeah.
Well, and I always tell them, and this really usually blows their mind, is that if you make it, when you get there, they got this thick playbook that changes every week.
Right.
Okay. And if you don't know that playbook, no matter how good you are athletically, that book is thick.
Right.
That's what they do most of the week. They're sitting in a classroom. They're not on a practice field. They're sitting in the classroom like you're doing, with somebody like the teacher in front of you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what they do. If you can't do that, you can't read, you can't do that.
Brain muscles.
Right.
And just kind of piggyback from my experience as a college counselor, I've seen that happen where, sports was everything. And then as soon as they get injured, they start to question and lose their identity of what is next. And they're not doing so well in school.
Yeah.
And the people who were there, helping them, of course, is no longer helping them. Right. And so they have to make a choice. Can I even stay in school without playing sports? Because I'm not doing as well because I don't have the support that I used to have to be able to sustain being in this sport. Or do I leave? And that kind of have them just dwelling down into a whole nother level.
You probably said some of this already, but explain how this book fair, we're talking about the importance of reading and giving examples of why, but what does the book fair do to make people know that recreational reading is just as good? You know what I mean? That just, for lack of a better word, reading is fun. Yeah.
It builds the
people read
imagination.
for just cause,
So from my standpoint, I'm a reader. I have, the apps. I have my books. Making time for reading sometimes is hard. Start a book and then you put a book down. But the whole idea is that, reading helps to, make the mind, to stimulate the mind, to build creativity. It just adds some substance to you, right? I feel like from some years from now, we may no longer have the actual paper books that we can hold in our hands, and everything's going to be right here in the phone, and it's not the same. So the ideal is just taking that time, and that's part of self-care too, is taking that time out to be able to read something you enjoy versus just reading, if you're in college, having to study and read, or if you're in high school, So I feel from a standpoint that it opened doors to creativity, to maybe you becoming an author or possibly an illustrator. So it just, I feel like opening those doors and being able to read helps that person, to go beyond and see beyond what is there.
And reading is fun. I had just finished up a camp just this past week where we did fashion, we did models, and sculptures, right? And then it was creative writing and arts camp. And the kids got to write their stories. These are young kids. My daughter is an artist. She's 6 years old.
Right.
And I have two of my other kids that are artists as well. Teaching them, the name of our theme this year is Restoring Their Imagination. So we start young, teaching them, to how to create stories, how to write the stories. Just starting off with a word. Everything don't have to rhyme, but if you can get one word and put that one word on paper, and what is something else that can either go with that word? And just start right there.
Yeah.
And then their imagination just go beyond, and they're willing to tell a story on their own. They might not even can write the story, but they can tell a story. And then we just go from there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We've been talking with Ali Tolbert, Anitra Woods, and Elnora Vicks. They are the co-founders of the Look Who's Reading Book Festival, and that is happening on Saturday, July 25th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Warren J. Harang. Did I get that? Harang Memorial Auditorium at the Thibodaux Civic Center. So one more time, tell the folks the name of your group and how people can find out more. Mr. Ali.
Yeah, you want me to start? So you can find me on Facebook. You can find my nonprofit on Facebook. It's Grow Collaboration. Just look us up. If you're interested in some of my activities, just hit me up in Messenger. I get my number this time.
That's fine.
So you can find Look Who's Reading Book Festival on Facebook, as well as Tribe Parents Organizers on Facebook. All the information is there. We have all of our authors already posted, our sponsors, information about what we're doing. We're going to post the list of who all going to be there and our times for the event. So again, Tribe Parents Organizers, Look Who's Reading Book Festival is on Facebook where you can find us.
And it's July 25th?
Yes.
Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again at the Warren Harang Auditorium in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
All righty. Well, we're going to wrap up this segment and get ready for more news and information for you, our WBOK family of listeners. Thank you all once again for joining us. Really appreciate it. As a columnist writing opinions, I certainly want people to read my stuff. I can write and read it myself, but I like others to read. So I'm glad you have so many authors, and I hope that they get some attention and some opportunities for getting their material read. And I love youth writing, and you are so right. Let me just say, you are so right. It starts with a thought and a word.
Well, hey, if you're a writer, you're welcome to join. Just come and check us out. Hey, y'all not too far from Thibodaux now, so y'all can take that ride out there.
Okay.
And we always accept, sponsors.
All right. Okay. All right. It's 7:50 a.m. Ro Brown, what is that talk line number?
504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan, Sr., coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Good morning, Wake Up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. We just had a good conversation about a reading festival that's happening in Thibodaux this Saturday, the Look Who's Reading Book Festival. I'm really glad that they're doing that.
Yeah, that's a terrific idea.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And they're able to continue it. So this is their third one. So that's great. But speaking of reading and literature and the arts and humanities, we've got none other than Mr. Harold Ellis Clark in the studio.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys? Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
I know you haven't been here in a few years at WBOK. You're no stranger to WBOK and certainly no stranger to the greater New Orleans community. But we want to make sure that people have a little update about your background before we talk about this play that's coming up. So I'm going to let you summarize it, because if I summarize it, it'd be like, how come he didn't say this?
Gotcha. So just starting off a little background on myself. Mm-hmm. All right, great. Well, Harold Ellis Clark, Harold E. Clark Jr., Hal Clark. People know me by all three of those names. I'm a native of New Orleans, raised in Algiers till I was about 10 years old and moved to Marrero at that time. So I call myself a double West Banker, all right? John Ehret High School graduate, Grambling State University, and also Western Illinois University for graduate school. And many people probably remember me from my longtime affiliation with WYOD Radio.
That's what I was going to say.
Hosted WYOD FM Sunday Journal for 17 and a half years through January 2020. And prior to that, worked at WYOD Q93, now defunct jazz station WSJZ here in Metairie. and also radio stations in San Diego and also in Cincinnati. And throughout my career, I've spent a lot of it working in media relations, Dillard University, other places, Multi-Image Resource Group, worked the Essence Music Festival for about 4 straight years. So you can't give me a ticket to see the Essence. I worked it from like 3 p.m. to... So unless Sade comes, you won't see me at an Essence concert. You know? So
Sade, wow.
You've had your fill.
I've had it. At the most recent Essence, my wife and I went down to the convention center for about an hour and a half, and that was about all we could take. So, but I had a great time. But I love the event. But so I'm really happy to be here. Hopefully that's enough there.
Well, Harold Clark. Let me just say, Harold Clark. Harold Clark. I mean, a lot of people know who he is. I mean, Harold is one of these people I hate. Okay? And I hate, and I hate Harold because I just can't stand these people with these great voices. Okay? I just can't stand them.
Well, I
all
can
right?
tell people all you have to do is
Diane Mack and all these, these voices.
MSG works miracles, okay? MSG. So that's all you have to do. Eat a lot of MSG.
Yeah, but you got to start with that guard gift that he gave some of us, but not everybody.
Yeah.
So talk with us about one of your talents before we talk about this specific piece, which is writing and playwriting.
Playwriting, yeah, gosh. Playwriting actually came to me in the year 2011. Prior to that, for almost 20 plus years, I'd written numerous novels and unproduced screenplays. I had at least maybe 3 different literary agents, powerful literary agents who couldn't sell my work to the big publishing companies in New York City. And I became a little frustrated, extremely frustrated. And so Lance Nichols, many of you probably know Lance Nichols, local actor here in New Orleans, has been in more than 200 TV shows and movies, and he had been reading my writing for quite a number of years. And so Lance said, Harold, I really think you write excellent dialogue. I think you'd make an excellent playwright. And I said, well, Lance, I appreciate that very much. I've read plays, I've gone to plays, but never really tried to delve into actually writing a play because I'm actually trained as a novelist. And so I said, well, I'll take you up on that. I'll give it a shot. So he actually gave me a couple of plays that he thought that were really, really good to read. This is in 2010. And I really studied those and got really well introduced to the craft and came up with my first play called Marrero Action, which debuted at the Anthony Bean Community Theater in 2011. And Anthony graciously put that play on for about 3 weeks, and it was pretty well received. The one great criticism I got was from the late Chakula Shajawa. And he said, Harold, you're an excellent writer, but one thing you have to do is figure out what you have to say within 2 hours or less, because that play lasted about it lasted maybe about 2 hours and 45 minutes or so without intermission, okay? Mm-hmm. And I never took that for granted after hearing that from Shakula. Uh-huh. And so subsequent to that, I wrote a play called Fishers of Men. Mm-hmm. And that play debuted at Dillard University in 2012. And I mean, the response was just absolutely amazing. We had a spectacular cast in that, led by Oliver Thomas. And I'll never forget when we had the first reading of that play over at Ashe Cultural Arts Center. Mm-hmm. Oliver just said to me, Harold, what the heck is going on with you? This is so powerful. This is absolutely incredible. And so Fishers of Men basically is a play about a mega minister here in New Orleans who sends men out into the streets to rescue lost souls. And so on this particular night, we run into 2 of the potential converts who actually have a violent past. And so these 2 converts threaten to rock the foundation of the church. And so it was a very, very powerful play, extremely well received. And so I really found my voice with that particular play.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to take a break. We're talking with Harold Ellis Clark, Harold E. Clark.
Junior.
Harold Clark. Yeah. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown, having a conversation about playwriting, novels, and he's got a play coming up that you'll want to hear about. We've been getting a little background, but we're going to hear more about what's coming up and how this came to be. after the break. It's 8:01 a.m. Ro Brown, what is that talk line number?
The number is 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. White House border czar Tom Homan says ICE agents should consider wearing body cameras following 2 recent fatal shootings involving agents.
If you look at the data, body cameras actually exonerate agents more than they, provide evidence of wrongdoing.
Homan told CBS's Face the Nation the incident remains under investigation. A New York man is facing hate crime charges after allegedly storming NBC's Rockefeller Plaza and lunging at Today co-host Craig Melvin. Police say 41-year-old Andrew Truelove was arrested and charged with a hate crime, trespassing, and harassment. And a black man from Cincinnati, Ohio, who spent 13 years in prison for a murder conviction that was later overturned, will receive more than $500,000 in compensation from the state. 39-year-old Marcus Sapp says he plans to use the money to start a business while pursuing additional legal action against the city. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the morning show. It is 8:03 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8:10. You got about 7 minutes, and if you got to be there at 8:05, you got about 2. So hope you're real close. I'm Will Sutton here with Ro Brown, and we are in conversation with Hal Clark. We've been doing a little catching up, and we're going to pivot now and talk about some of his recent work and resulting in something that's coming up that you'll have an opportunity to see. So what's that about?
Yeah, sure. The play is Ganking Mr. Guidry. It'll debut August 13th through the 16th at La Petite Theater for 5 performances only, and really happy to partner with La Petite Theater and Whitney Plantation with this particular production. And so Ganking Mr. Guidry had its beginnings in 2018. I had what I like to call a reluctant visit to the Whitney Plantation. I really didn't want to go. Didn't really want to visit the plantation. And another thing is that my grandparents on my mother's side were born in the year 1898, and while they were not born into slavery, stories that they told about the impact of slavery on our family were passed down to us. So I actually sort of went into the Whitney Plantation with an attitude, like, what is the Whitney going to tell me about slavery that I don't already know from other relatives? And I walked into the Whitney, and I was just totally blown away by the experience there. And part of the exhibit at the Whitney, for those of you who haven't been there, deals with the 1811 Louisiana Slave Rebellion. And many of us recall that particular rebellion surrounded 500 enslaved individuals who were fighting for their freedom. They were trying to get from the river parishes to New Orleans, and the insurrection was brutally put down. Many of the leaders of that, they were beheaded, etc. And so that really, really spoke to me. I knew about it, but the intricate details that I learned at the Whitney at the time just really, really inspired me to write something. And so writing is a very spiritual process for me. So as soon as I got in the car and was headed back to New Orleans, I heard that whisper. God said, "Hey, brother, you're going to write something about this." I said, I know. Just hang on a second. I'm going to get it together. And for quite a number of years, I've had this long time fascination with Isaiah Dorman, who was the only black man to participate in and die with Custer during the Battle of Little Bighorn, which happened in 1876. Isaiah Dorman knew several Native American languages. He served the U.S. Army as an interpreter. He was married to a Sioux woman, and he knew Chief Sitting Bull well, too. And so I thought about that, and also thought about growing up in Algiers, where, of course, many of the enslaved Africans who survived the Middle Passage actually came to be prepped to be sold. And there were many what they call slave yards there in Algiers. And so I just really just had this surreal feeling about my experiences at the Whitney, my long-time, again, fascination with Isaiah Dorman, and just the history that I knew about Algiers, where I grew up, and the slave trade there, and came up with the story for this play called Ganking Mr. Guidry.
Wow. Ganking Mr. Guidry. Okay, I'm reading this. Set during the 1878 Louisiana sugarcane harvesting season.
Yes, sir.
5 workers band together to stand against injustice. The Thibodeau Massacre was in 1880. It wasn't 78. It was like a decade later. Then it's like 1880. It's it wasn't 1878.
Yeah.
Is it kind of based on that?
No, it's actually just sort of inspired by the 1811 Louisiana Slave Rebellion.
From there, okay.
And also inspired by numerous rebellions that occurred that we don't know about.
Right.
One of the
and to a
misnomers.
lot of people, the one I'm talking about, 1887,
Yeah.
the sugarcane workers that were
Right.
massacred because they went on strike,
Exactly.
And these were all black people. by the way, that were
Exactly,
murdered.
right. And of course, prior to the so-called end of slavery, I mean, people were trying to escape all the time. I mean, all you got to do is just look at some of the records of the Times-Picayune or the Advocate, looking for this 10-year-old boy or what have you, looking for this 20-year-old man, et cetera. So people were always trying to fight against that particular injustice. So it's inspired by a lot.
Ganking Mr. Guidry.
Yes, sir.
The title. Doesn't ganking mean putting something over on somebody?
Amen.
Is that what that means? Okay.
Right.
I tell you.
Yeah, we had to get to that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it really brings it really piques people's interest, and so I'm happy it's doing that. And so, as a writer, and you guys are writers, you're journalists. I mean, you're talking with people all the time, and so I was having lunch with a friend one time. And she said, yeah, they ganked me. And so, you're just kind of filing this stuff away like, okay, I'd heard the term before, NWA, the rap group, notoriously or infamously used it in some of their work. And so when I was writing this play, I never really have a title of the play until I actually finish it. And so that word just started speaking to me, gank, steal. I said, no, this is going to be ganking Mr. Guidry. And so, yeah, basically the crew there, the 5 workers, don't like what's happening. A relic from the 1811 Louisiana Slave Rebellion, supposedly used by the slaves there, is actually supposedly on that particular plantation where they're working. And so I don't want to give the whole story away, but one of the workers there learns that it actually is there, and he wants it. And he believes that having this particular item will reduce or eliminate the trauma that he had because of one of his relatives who participated in that 1811 Louisiana Slave Rebellion. Her head she was beheaded. And so he thinks that getting this particular item will really, really eliminate years of trauma that he himself and other family members have experienced over the years.
We're talking to Harold Ellis Clark, playwright, and his new play, Ganking Mr. Guidry. You can see it at La Petite Theater down in the French Quarter, Thursday, August 13th to Sunday, August 16th.
Yes, sir.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 performances, right?
5 performances only.
Okay.
All right. So how is this one different from the other plays that you've done?
Well, in terms of history, I never thought I would write a play that would be set in the late 1800s. I'm a big fan of the late playwright August Wilson, and I just love his 10-play cycle on Black America. And not that I'm trying to copy off of August Wilson or anything like that. The plays get written when the Spirit tells you to write them, and so I didn't intentionally sort of set out to write the particular play based in that particular year. But in terms of how this play is sort of different in terms of all of the plays that I've written, I like to think that I have some common themes that sort of resonate throughout my work. So in terms of how this particular play is different, I haven't really figured that out yet, honestly. So I think I'll figure that out once the audience sees it and I get feedback from them, et cetera. So I really just leave it up to the audience to really tell me eventually what the play is about, because I have my ideas, I have my feelings, about it, but it's up to the individual to really figure out what the work is about.
All right, so kind of going to an art gallery and taking a look at all the different pieces.
Amen.
And each one coming away with a little something different.
Amen. Amen. Even if somebody doesn't like it, or something,
Yeah, right.
it's all good. I mean, that's part of it, and that's part of the risk that you take as an artist.
Okay, one more time. It's coming up in August. The name of the play and the dates and how people can find out more information.
Certainly, just visit lapetitetheater.com. That's the best place to go for tickets.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Hal Clark. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us time with that tremendous voice.
Anytime, guys. Anytime.
Still hate him, okay? I still hate him.
All right, this is Will Sutton with Roe Brown. It's 8:12 a.m. and I promised you that we'll have a special guest, and so that's going to be happening right after the break. Roe Brown, what is the talk line number in case anybody wants to chime in before we're off the air at 9?
Our number is 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM with New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Good Monday morning. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. New Orleans leaders are ensuring you and your family are staying safe. Resources are now being made available while we enter preparation mode. There are 7 locations you can go to get sandbags. All locations are open from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. The locations are in all districts. Typically, you do have to bring your own shovel. The bags will be provided to you. You can find the locations on our website. That's WDSU.com. Decisions regarding the partnership between the City of New Orleans and the ankle monitoring company ASAP is expected to take place within the coming days. This comes after owner Mike Dennis wanted to pull out of his partnership, saying it's no longer financially feasible. Last week, Dennis told WDSU that he believes the judges in Orleans Parish are intentionally not using the program, causing a dip in the program's numbers. As ASAP plans expansion to other cities around the country, Dennis says they don't need New Orleans partnership any longer. Right now, New Orleans police are investigating a shooting in the 7th Ward. Police say it happened around 5 o'clock yesterday morning near Toro Street. Police say the victim was shot in both of his legs. The victim was taken to the hospital, and police have not released any further details at this time. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC. Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
A heat advisory is in effect across the area as highs reach 93 to 99 degrees, feeling like 110 and above. Scattered showers and storms expected after 6 p.m. This is due to the tropical system we're watching that could potentially be named Bertha. As we are entering into the next couple of days, we're expected to feel more impacts from the wind. Also, more rain chances are going to begin for Tuesday and for Wednesday. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Good morning, Wake Up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It is 8:17 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8:20. You got about 3 minutes, so hopefully you have one of those gigs where you can just slide on over to the other side of the bed, fire up the laptop, grab your beverage, and let the boss know that you are at work if you got that remote kind of thing, or maybe you're pulling up on the side of the road, putting on that hard hat, and getting to work. If you do that kind of thing. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. And as promised, we have a special guest in the studio. So we have none other than WWL Evening Anchor, Cherise Gibson.
Bell ring, bell ring, bell ring.
Well,
hey, Will.
Good morning, sister.
How are you doing?
Fabulous. How are you?
I'm exhausted.
Well, for those of you all who don't know about our private conversations and texts, I've been trying to get this sister on for a long time.
Is this the first time?
Yes.
I had you, but I had to do it this time.
Yeah, right.
I have to do it this time because my first interview when I moved back to New Orleans was on WBOK with Oliver Thomas. That was when it was in the other location. So now I'm like, okay, this can be the last one I do when I leave. So that's I had to make sure I showed up, and also to be fair, you have tried, and I was. It's y'all have to understand. Y'all gotta understand.
She's like, what time?
Yeah, and you were like, "Oh Lord, I don't know what this time looks like. I don't even know what time school zones are. I don't know what's going on."
Like, can I come on at 9 or 10? It's like, no, the show's off at 9.
No, I'm exhausted. I get off. I typically, I'm a night owl. I finish the show. The show ends at 10:30. I don't typically leave out till like 11, and then you get home or wherever you're going, and you don't fall asleep until when you're at night. You're falling asleep 1, 2 in the morning. You could be at the house or whatnot, but I'm just a late night owl. That's the only problem I have.
Yeah.
So when you start talking about early morning hours, like, oh, I watched the sun go up this morning. I have not seen that in a while.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, part of the reason you're here is because this is home.
Yes, it is.
You've been here for quite a while, but your career took you to other places along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been really nice to have you back home. But you're leaving.
I am.
You are leaving us. You always going to have New Orleans in you. But you are leaving and going to the West Coast.
Yes.
Going to Los Angeles.
I know.
Going to KNBC. Nationally recognized. For those of y'all not in broadcasting, nationally recognized KNBC. I mean, we're not talking about some podunk lateral move or anything.
No.
This is major market stuff.
Right. I always said if I ever left New Orleans, it would have to be for the right reason. It really would have to be for the right reason. There have been other job opportunities that have been out there prior to this. They weren't the right opportunity. And some of them were lateral moves. And some of them just didn't make sense. When I leave, I'm leaving my nephews and my family. I'm president of the New Orleans Association of Black Journalists. So
Thank you for that.
thank you. So my members and my community, I'm an active community member. You know, I'm really close with a lot of my neighbors. You know, I love my neighbors. I love my bartender at Dos Jefes, and I love my hairstylist. Like, you know, you're leaving all of that behind and you're starting all the way over. So I'm excited though, because I was telling a friend this. My first job in television, I've done every job you can do in TV. Well, on behind the scenes and on air. So desk assistant, answering phones, running prompter. That was when WWL, Eric Paulson, Sally Ann Roberts, that was Rob Nelson and Laura Bucktel. And that when they really had a meaty crew that was just, it was the most thrilling thing in life to me. I've been a producer, I've been an associate producer, I've been a production assistant. I've worked in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I thought working in Biloxi, Mississippi was like the dream because you go outside and had an apartment that was close to the beach. And so it's like, oh, this is paradise. I can't, you know, I love that I get to work here. And then you go to Los Angeles and you see the Hollywood Hills and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to answer phones and I get to do all of these things. It's a blessing. It really is. And you don't even realize how far this career can take you. And this is just something I love to do, and that's storytelling.
And again, we're talking with Sharice Gibson, WWL evening anchor, who's headed to Los Angeles to KNBC. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And to give you some more context, and if I'm wrong about any of this, you tell me.
Okay.
But New Orleans, markets are ranked.
Yeah.
And not everybody gets to work in their hometown market ever. And some are lucky enough to do that, and some are lucky enough to do it in a market that's home, but it might be ranked, no offense, but 235,
right,
or 150, but it's home, so that's where they want to be,
right.
But New Orleans, and I love New Orleans, and New Orleans has a good rank. I mean, it's about 50. I think.
It is 50.
It's about 50.
Pre-Katrina, we were higher.
When I got in, it was like 33.
Yeah, it was like it was in the 30s.
It's like 33,
it was higher
32.
Right.
After I blame a lot of that on Hurricane Katrina. Right. But even though we're 50, I always said we operate like a top 10.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and we have to because of the type of news and information and the regularity of things that happen in this Crescent City, this incredible community that we live in. You have to ramp it up.
Right.
My family, most of my family lives in St. Louis now. Mm-hmm. They're all native New Orleanians, because of Katrina, half of it was already there, and then the other half went there. And they always marvel at local news.
Right.
My sisters tell me, you go 3 months without seeing the mayor on local television. They said the mayor is never on television. Okay? They're never talking about anything. And I always tell people that, it's, if you want to learn, what to do, this market gives you just a gamut of
I always
stuff.
said this market was a springboard to something much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about your Michelle Millers and your Hoda Kotbs, I said, we've showed Hoda so much love. You think she was from here. And she's not, but this market has always been a springboard for things. And also too, the sheer amount of situations that we find ourselves in. Last year's news cycle, for example, you're starting the year off, unfortunately, with the terror attack on Bourbon Street.
Right.
You're going into right after that, a historic snowstorm that literally freezes the entire city in place, which I still think it was absolutely needed. You go right into Super Bowl coverage, and then you're going right into festival coverage, Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest. Then you're going into the jailbreak that happened not too far from where we are right now. The mayoral indictment, you have that situation that came up. I mean, it was, and then we had an election, a new mayor's election, and and that's just locally. We haven't talked about what happened statewide. We didn't talk about what happened nationally or internationally. And so it's one of those markets where if you really want to get your feet wet and you want to get on the streets as a reporter, you will grow here. And the stories are here because you're not just talking about what happens in the political sphere, but culturally, the things that it's a gambit, anything that you want to cover when it comes to music, when it comes to culture, when it comes to food, it's all here and it's all available to you. And I think that's why so many people choose to live here. It's
Yeah.
very difficult to leave. Trust me, that wasn't a decision that I took lightly.
And it's a market that people strive to get to.
Right.
So it's not like I'm going to be here for 2 years and then go. I mean, people want to be here because of the news market, and of course because of the culture.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but it's such a rich opportunity professionally.
KNBC. You know Fernell Chapman?
Fernell Chapman. We just honored Fernell last year at NOABJ's Jazz Brunch.
KNBC.
Yes, he is and he was there. Fernell had a really interesting story.
One of the first black reporters in town, by the way.
Yeah.
Fernell was. Yeah.
I didn't know that about Fernell.
He and Bill, yeah.
Yeah, when Fernell was telling his story, and we had Keith Asperos, who's my news director, and who also, is just an odd twist of fate that Keith Asperos, my former news director, started. Well, he didn't start, but before moving back to New Orleans and retiring, he was at KNBC as well. So he was a guiding light in all of this. He did not want me to leave, by the way. He was firmly against it, but I think, is supportive of me now. But Fernell Chapman's story was really interesting, and his time here in New Orleans and kind of being a voice and not being able to show the face initially and then showing the face, and everyone's like, whoa, wow. And he really gave an idea of the struggles of what it was like to be a black journalist in this city and trying to break through in this market. And when I think about the city and what we're made up of now, I think it's shocking that any black journalist would have a difficulty getting on air, but that was the case for Fernell. That was the case for Warren Bells of the world and so many other black journalists who have broken in this market.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a break now. And when we come back, I want to make sure that people understand more about this context, because we're talking about moving from market 50, folks, to number 2. Number 2 in the nation. Now, let me say that again. Number 2 in the nation. So this is no small leap. We're not talking about going from 50 to 47. 50 to 40. 50 to 35. No. 52. Number 2 in the nation. It's 8:29 a.m. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown. We're in conversation with none other than Sharice Gibson, WWL evening anchor, president of the New Orleans Association.
For another 11 days.
Indeed. It's 8:29 a.m. We'll be back with Sharice right after the break. And what is that talk line number, Ro?
504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 a.m. what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
It's off the top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 a.m.
The current skirmish between Governor Jeff Landry and Mayor Helena Moreno is not a good look for the city or the state. There can be no winners here. Louisiana cannot possibly prosper by weakening New Orleans, and New Orleans cannot prosper by constantly bickering with Baton Rouge. The people did not elect leaders to win political feuds. They elected them to solve problems. Governor Landry's ridiculous statement that New Orleans is no longer as important to Louisiana as it once was has certainly struck a nerve. However, there is a kernel of truth, but it is only part of the story. Historically, New Orleans once dominated Louisiana's economy to an even greater degree than it does today. But since Hurricane Katrina, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, and more recently, major industrial and technology investments in North Louisiana have broadened the state's economic base. Economists acknowledge that New Orleans is no longer quite as dominant, but still dominant as it was decades ago. But that is very different, mind you, from saying New Orleans is no longer indispensable. New Orleans, make no mistake about it, remains Louisiana's largest concentration of economic activity. Orleans and Jefferson parishes consistently rank among the state's largest generators of sales and income tax revenue. The Port of New Orleans remains one of America's most important maritime gateways. New Orleans is still Louisiana's international brand. Moreover, there is tourism. If someone in Germany, Japan, Brazil, Canada, or California says they're coming to Louisiana, odds are, as you overwhelmingly know, they're coming to New Orleans. Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, the French Quarter, the National World War II Museum, the Garden District, the food, the music, the architecture. It is difficult to imagine Louisiana's tourism industry without New Orleans serving as its global ambassador. What is unarguably true is Louisiana has become more diversified, not that New Orleans has become less important. As for the ugly mess at the root of this controversy, the restructuring of New Orleans courts, we now have the governor, the attorney general, the mayor, the city council, the legislature, the Orleans Parish grand jury, and the Louisiana Supreme Court all caught up in this struggle over power, local control, and the rule of law, ironically with the attorney general under indictment. The dispute has even spilled into financing, with the city withdrawing a bond request amid fears of state retaliation, with both sides accusing the other of harming the state's interests. To her credit, Mayor Helena Moreno has extended the olive branch to the governor. The governor is being a jackass and so far refused. My advice to the governor is stop being a donkey's butt, sit down with Helena Moreno, be a statesman, and solve this mess. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
Greetings, New Orleans. It's Jamar McNeely, CEO of Inspire NOLA. Join us for our annual Inspire the City Backpack Giveaway on Saturday, July 25th, beginning at 10 a.m. at McDonough 35 Senior High School. Students will receive a free backpack filled with school supplies while supplies last. We also have limited laptops, gas cards, and more. Be there Saturday, July 25th, 10 a.m. at McDonough 35 Senior High School. Let's inspire the city.
Welcome to Liberty Bank and Trust, where your financial journey transforms communities. Since 1972, our customized banking solutions power your dreams and fuel your community growth. Every dollar you invest with us circles back to empower more people, ensuring opportunities for generations. Join us at Liberty Bank. Together, we empower possibility. Visit libertybank.net to start banking with purpose. Liberty Bank, there's freedom here.
Good morning, Wake Up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Here with Ro Brown. It is 8:35 a.m. and we're in conversation with Sharice Gibson, who is leaving us for the big city, Los Angeles. But much appreciation for all that you have done, all that you have meant to this community and continue to mean to this community. It is not just your work, but your involvement and participation in the community with so many things. And thank you for your leadership of the New Orleans Association of Black Journalists.
Yeah, that's
a few years ago talking about
that was that y'all know that's Will's fault, right? Will Sutton and Warren Bell I got to tell you, I was talking to Will, and I remember we met at CC's Coffee House on Esplanade. Those were my favorite coffee houses. And I had taken over. I've been president before. I was with Greater Cincinnati Association of Black Journalists. I started a journalism boot camp there. They are still doing that boot camp for high school students in partnership with SPJ, the Society of Professional Journalists. And so when you're tasked with taking over a membership, it's a lot. It requires a lot. You want to definitely make sure that you are listening to the needs of your members, but seeing where the weaknesses are and how to grow. And it takes a lot out of you. I am not going to lie, but it's a rewarding experience. And to see the amount of money, thousands of dollars we've gotten in grants and funds just to support Black journalists, student journalists who hope to achieve this dream of doing what we are doing today. And I want to offer any sort of support and mentorship, and I still do offer any sort of support and mentorship I can get. I always tell people, though, you can't ask me for help unless you're very serious about wanting to do it, because we're in trying times right now, and the world needs wonderful journalists. I cannot teach you how to blow up your profile. I don't know necessarily how to do that, but I can help you construct a story and tell a story and find them in ways that is going to expose deeper issues or get to the root causes of some of the things that we're seeing in America right now.
Well, we've got callers on the line, so let's see who we got. Good morning, Reverend Calhoun. You're on with Will Sutton, Ro Brown, and Sharice Gibson. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning. I just want to give my congratulations to Miss Gibson on her promotion. But I do, too, want to just make a quick comment about this editorial I just heard on WBOK.
What's that?
Well, this one Norman Robertson just said about jackass. My father used to say, it's just difficult. It's hard to take a jackass and make a racehorse out of him. So I'm under the impression that Mr. Robertson is actually thinking that you got a jackass and you're going to try to do something, make something out of him other than a jackass. That's my comments, and I'll talk to you all.
All right. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rev.
All right. You can always count on Reverend Calhoun to bring something to the table. Lord's blessings. Have a good day.
Before you go to the next call, there's something that I really wanted to ask you about. The Talk, a hard conversation about race in America.
Yeah.
Treme, Death of a Neighborhood, Survival of a Culture. Just talk about developing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, those weren't everyday stories.
No.
And everyday stories are fine. You need everyday stories.
Right.
You can't live without everyday stories. But how do you do that? Why do you do that?
I think it was, well, first of all, the Talk was something I had done when I returned back to New Orleans, because people forget this will be my second time leaving the city. You know, went off to Biloxi, Shreveport, Cincinnati, Ohio, and then turned back around and came back to New Orleans. When I came back to New Orleans, I just noticed something was different. Something had changed, especially in America's oldest Black neighborhood. And I was curious I just felt like it was very surface level. We can always talk about it, which is why I didn't talk about it much. We can always talk about gentrification, and we talk about the changes in housing and how people are now taking housing, making housing more expensive, and Airbnb, short-term rentals, and I feel like the city is trying to address all of those things. But I really wanted to go all the way back, because that's a history that was even new to me. I'm looking at urban renewal, looking at the building of the Claiborne Overpass, explaining to people how piece by piece this neighborhood, just like so many other Black neighborhoods in America, were picked apart, whether they had highways built in the middle of them or whether they were neighborhoods that people saw an opportunity. So they said, you know what, we're gonna name this a slum. And for the sake of urban renewal, we're going to completely knock down. I had no idea that where Armstrong Park was was a community.
Right.
I had no
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
That's not, obviously that happened, before my time. So I always knew it as Armstrong Park,
And that there was a school where
Yeah.
the Mahalia Jackson
Yeah.
Theater is.
I
It's
had
a
no
old school.
I had no idea. And so you start doing a deep dive and you figuring out this is why people are upset about this. You're quite literally decimating this neighborhood. The talk was something that was done right after the murder of George Floyd. We all went through that racial reckoning, or something of a reckoning, I guess you could say, over the summer, where we saw protests that were popping up and people were angry and they were frustrated and they were tired. And I think that we're still angry and we're still frustrated and still tired. And we were protesting everywhere. And I wanted to give people that I knew, people that I interacted with all the time, a voice. And I wanted them to share that experience of understanding what it means to be in this Black body. To the fact that I just watched the Grey's Anatomy is a show that's been on a long time, but I just so happened to come on an episode of Grey's Anatomy where one of the doctors, a Black doctor, good Lord, I can't remember, I don't know her real name, I can't remember her name, but she is a Black woman married to a Black man, and they're having this conversation with their son. And as they're having this conversation with their son, the scene starts with him putting his hands up and repeating, like, my name is such and such. I'm 13 years old. I don't have a weapon. And so they're preparing him because there's a possibility that this could happen to you. And that probability with you being a young Black male is a lot higher than it is for a lot of other people in this country. And so I felt like that was important, that people understood that. I think the project that gets lost in the weeds a little bit, by the way, people talk about a lot of the awards that I won. I won nothing for all of those projects. Well, with the exception of the talk.
Yeah,
with the exception of the talk. Yeah. But a lot of the other projects that Victims of Progress, we talked about environmental justice, and the one that I just really loved making, and we did it during the pandemic, the story behind the standoff. That was one of my favorites. That's still one of my favorites. I watch it sometimes randomly because I'm looking at ways because I think it needs to be a movie.
Yeah.
I really, when you go into the weeds of this, the standoff between the Black Panther Party and it really talks about where we were in America, right? I had Moon Landrew on there to talk about the state of the city. I interviewed residents from the Desire community to talk about the state of the Desire community, and talking to the Panthers about the state of America at that point. And so it was just something beautiful about the way it all came together. And, I wish that and you know what? I'm speaking this into existence. I'm going to turn that thing into a movie.
Hey, you're going to be in LA.
Well, yeah. I mean,
on a film lot.
I work it on a film lot.
I know you get the next caller is, I'm just a sports guy. The next caller you probably go to is more than a sports guy. But I just want to say, you did win the Edwin R. Murrow Award.
Yes,
Rod Walker, you're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown, and, of course, Cherise Gibson. How are you? Rod Walker from the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com sports team.
Rod.
Thanks for having me on. I wouldn't wake up for anybody but Cherise.
Thank you, Rod.
You wouldn't wake up for me?
I'm not a morning person either, so.
You wouldn't wake up for me, Rod? Come on, man.
I would. Yeah, but I just want to, congratulate Cherise on the move. I mean, got an opportunity to work with her as our NOABJ president, and she took that organization to just new heights. And I don't know what we're going to do without her, actually. But she was like such a pleasure to work with, such a just paid attention to so many details. Every time we'd have any type of NOABJ function, there's a sign that we have at every function, and I keep that sign in the trunk of my car. But she would ask me every single time, Rod, don't forget to bring the sign. Like, Cherise, it's in my car. I can't get the sign. I can't give. That's gonna be your going away gift, Cherise. I'm gonna give you.
You can give her a picture. You can give her a picture.
Right. Thank you so much. I gotta say, between Rod Walker, Mary Stays, Nakanja Norwood, Lance Washington, and Greg Lee, this organization would not be standing on its feet.
Right.
And we've tried, and I know it feels like I do a lot of work, but they really are the backup that I need all the time. And I can call them on the fly and be like, I need something. And it's hard and Rod, you are amazing because Rod will be like, okay, we really work a lot of stuff around Rod's schedule since he's a sports guy. And so I don't know when playoff things happen and what does what does the teams do? They're practicing now, I guess. Right, they're training. I don't know. We always try to work things around Rod's schedule, but he has really been great for us and he shows up no matter what. So Rod, thank you so much. And you're amazing. And I shared your note last night. It was so wonderful. It made me emotional because when you're doing it and when you're in the middle of it, you don't think about it. And you don't think about things you've done or how far you've taken the organization. So for you to say all of those things, that really did a lot for me. Thank you and love you so much.
Lord's blessings, Rod. We'll be in touch. Have a great day.
All right.
Okay. We've got another caller. Good morning, LBJ.
Oh, hey.
You're on with Will Sutton, Roe Brown, and of course, Cerise Gibson, the moving forward anchor, LBJ. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, you guys. Oh, Cerise, what do we say? Man, you know what? They told me to make it brief, so I'm going to try, all right? But first of all, we love you, and best of luck to you. And my God, what a great step for you. Cerise, I don't need to tell you, but there's a list in my head of incredible truth tellers, and they're Black women that knew us and told our story with passion, and more importantly, with the knowledge of who we are, right? And that list for me includes Andre Trevine and Monica Pierre and Nancy Parker and Diane Mack and even today Sabrina Wilson and Sally Ann and Jessica Williams over at NOLA.com, Tom Shagir, and you're in that list, baby. and so proud of you because again, seeing the turnover and the number of folks that come to our newsrooms and all, to have you to grace us with having you in the position of telling the goods about our people. Anyone that's in this business understands that your role is not just reading stuff, and very little of that, but also directing what's happening in that newsroom. That is, you're hearing, hey guys, what about, no, that's not how that went. Here is how that goes. You understand? And I'm sure that that's been a part of what it is you've done here because, the truth has come out. That being said, I mean, you guys were just talking about the standoff piece. And Cerise, for me, in seeing it, I was so proud because I just thought about my growing up here. And there were a couple of incidences growing up here that really stick out in my head where I was frightened and stuck to the TV and all of that. And one of them is the standoff. And the other one is the Mark Essex, Howard Johnson shootings. And the other one is the Roth Center fire. There are things in our history that, I'm sure Roe and Will and you guys remember growing up here as well. These were seminal moments in our community, and many of them involved our people. And to tell that story was just so incredible. I was so happy that you got the awards. First of all, you told it so beautifully, and it's told again with that truth that I was talking about, and I appreciate you, girl.
Thank you so much. LBJ is my big brother, by the way, and I will tell y'all, we're at competing stations. Well, I think we're at competing stations. I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know these days.
Yeah.
But,
allegedly.
but I got to tell you, because he's looked out for me from day one, and there's not been a moment that I have not called him and I said, I need help. I'm trying to work on something. I need a phone number. This is the most knowledgeable man, especially when it comes to our culture in this city. You are the most knowledgeable man in this city. And I always tell people, if you want to know something about New Orleans, you got to call LBJ because he was probably there. He probably broadcast live from it. He probably knows it a little bit deeper.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So you've helped me out tremendously. And look, you show up for everything when it comes to NOABJ. I'll have LBJ doing videos. I'm like, I need you to call. I need you to call. What's his name? The actor that's in New York right now. He's so sweet. Well, yes. I'm like, I need you to call. I need you to give him a call because I need him to write a video so that he can record a video for Norman Robinson and this and that. You've been instrumental, and I thank you and I love you so much. And thank you for
Love
always
you too,
supporting me. And I still use my little cutting board that you made for me.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Large blessings, LBJ. Have a great day. All right. We've got another call. Good morning, Warren Bell.
Oh, Lord. Good Lord. Did you call everybody?
Will Sutton, Roe Brown, and Sharice Gibson. All right, Warren.
Tell that brother in the sports department, I agree with him. Thanks to Sharice, we still have an NOABJ, but he ought to remember the person who founded it. I just want to say that.
And who was that?
Everybody has already said everything I would have liked to say, but I don't like to be repetitious. I'm going to read to you the text message I sent you last Friday as soon as I saw Facebook. And it says, my feelings are so mixed to read that you are leaving NOLA. But Sharice, I'm doing a little bit of ad-libbing here, but Sharice, you deserve such an opportunity and then a chance to flourish, and I'm adding here, to show folks how awesome you are. God darn it. You almost said that other word.
I was going to say, watch it.
Well, so that you can come home to visit on your terms was the rest of that sentence. One more sentence, but you don't have to live here because WB will always be your lifetime fan. And thank you for your leadership of our beloved NLABJ Chapter 2. You know, folks, it was 7 years ago when I met Sharice. I want to say she was attending an investigative journalism conference, but she was not back here yet. But she was pointed out to me, and I heard she had done great work with the other NOABJ chapter she was involved with. So I looked in the eye and said, young lady. And look, she was gorgeous then, but of course I'm an old man, so I've learned how to control myself. And I said, if you do nothing else, please, 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 baby, please, see what you can do to restore our NOABJ chapter. And damn it, if she didn't do that with a little extra gumbo on the side, okay? You've been fabulous. You're a great journalist. I'm going to miss not seeing you. You are so good. Okay, you really are.
Thank you, Warren.
New Orleans was fortunate to have you, but you deserve to go there and show them what we still got coming out of New Orleans. I love you, dear.
Warren, thank you so much and love you so much.
Lord's blessings, Warren. Have a great day. All right, we got another call. Good morning, Todd Smith.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, Lord.
You're on with Will Sutton, Roe Brown, and Sharice Gibson, a man who should know. GM of WWL Louisiana.
Okay, how much time do we have now?
Come on, this is broadcast. You know, we got a limited time, and we got other calls.
No, I really just wanted to call in, and you know, Sharice and I actually met each other when she came to interview, and it was about 7 years ago. And I love telling this story because this is not the typical way somebody comes to a television station. My nephew, many of you know, worked here as a director, and he came into my office with a video, and he said, "Hey, this is Sharice. She used to work here." So he shows me the video, and I said, "Hey, she's pretty good." So I called Keith Esperos, who was a news director at that time, and I sent it to Keith. I said, "You need to take a look at this, and the rest is history." And I did want to comment. I heard you talk about the story behind the standoff. And as LBJ said, my fellow Purple Knight 1980 graduate, I had to put that in there. I grew up in that neighborhood, and I remember that day vividly. And I remember, the armored units of NOPD rolling down the street. I remember the sounds of gunfire that, up until that time sounded like something you would hear elsewhere, things that you would hear internationally, but you wouldn't hear in your neighborhood. But it wasn't until the story behind the standoff that I really had a complete understanding of what happened and why. And much of that was Sharice. And so, I'd just like to say, hey, I know you're going to L.A., but you are always a part of the real L.A., which is here in New Orleans, and you going on your own terms. And I really, really have appreciated working with you.
Thank you so much, Todd. So I just want to say you are one of the most influential people in my life. I enjoy going to your office and talking for an hour or two. You really helped me through this. God dog it. Keeping these glasses on. You really helped me through a lot, especially all of the every project that I've done. I put Todd's name on it because he inspired in some sort of way. And so he's always like, I always say he's like the executive producer, him and Keith Asperos. But Todd has been really the person who helps to influence things and really kind of guides me on how to tell these stories. So Todd, thank you so much. And I love you so much.
Thank you.
I'm waiting
Love
on that
you.
cigar though.
I told you my 1 cigar per year rule. I've already had one, but I might break it this time. Yeah.
Please.
All
Love
right.
you, Todd.
All right. Lord's blessings, Todd. We'll be in touch. We need to get together soon, so we'll do that.
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
All right.
We
Thank
got trying to get a couple more in here. Good morning, Norman Robinson.
Oh, Lord.
You're Will Sutton, Will Brown, and Cerise Gibson. I'm shutting up. What you got to say? Good morning, Norman.
Good morning, y'all. How you doing?
Good, Norman. Hi.
Girl, I know you getting out of here, going to L.A., huh?
I am.
Bless your heart. Make sure you get a rabbi when you get out there, you know. That's what they say when you get to be in the big time. You got to have a rabbi.
Okay.
If you don't have any, I got a few I can recommend.
All right, please do.
Well, I hate to see you go, but I understand. I do understand. You got to keep on pushing, baby. And I wish you the best. And you have done a wonderful job for New Orleans, and you're one of the best on that anchor desk. And keep on pushing.
Thank you so much, Norman. And thank you. I interned under Norman, by the way. It was Norman, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, was it Camille Whitworth there with you, Norman?
Yeah, that's right. In that case, since you in the turn under us, you don't need a rabbi. You already got what you need.
Yo, Norman, your voice, because he has like this voice like silk.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like
I
gold.
already talked about that with Harold Clark. I hate you people with these voices. Okay, but go on.
He has this.
We love to be hated for the right reason.
He had this silk golden voice, but his voice was so powerful. So he would say things in the newsroom, and it would kind of scare me a little bit because it was such a demanding, like strong voice, and it still is. And Norman, I just want to say thank you so much for paving the way for all of us, and for also making sure that we were supported through NOABJ. You were one of our first honorees, and you deserved all of it. And I still curse the day that I did not record the speech that you made that day because it was so powerful and impactful and it needed to be shared with everyone. But I don't have to record it because you say all of those same things all the time to everyone else because you are a man of your word. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm just trying to give a little back of what was given to me, and I was raised by some pretty tough people.
Thank
and
you.
You're sitting among two of them.
All right. Lord's blessings, sir. Happy Father's Day. Okay. Damon Singleton, good morning.
Oh, Lord.
Will Sutton and Roe Brown and Cerise Gibson. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Oh, how y'all doing this morning?
Hey, David.
Hey, what's up, Cherie?
Hey, well, I just saw you a couple of days ago.
Yeah, had a cigar. And
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Gosh, it was great to see you.
It was so good to see you, too.
You know, let me just join the chorus. I heard my Purple Night brothers, Todd Smith and LBJ, talking about you. And, what I've told Will before on that show, I think, is, how important it has always been for me to represent well. I always want to be that positive, professional, intelligent black man when I'm on TV, and I want people to see that all the time. And I just want to say that I've always loved how well you represent.
Thank you.
You're the quintessential positive, powerful black woman. I'm so proud to know you. I'm blessed to have been in your presence, and I'm going to miss you tremendously.
I'm going to miss you, too. Thank you so much, Damon. I'm so glad I got to see you the other day.
Me too. I'm glad we had a chance to talk.
Invite me back over to the house, though.
Absolutely.
You and Tammy to tell my girl, hey.
We'll do.
All right. Lord's blessings, sir. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, Ron, you got 20 seconds. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all. First, shouts out to the Father around.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
I got you. No problem. Look, all I wanted to say, Mama Gibson, Sister Gibson, is that I appreciate you for being unapologetically black. Continue to be who you are, uncompromising.
Amen.
Keep your head to the sky. Peace.
Yeah.
All right.
Black to the day I die.
All right, we got you in, Aaron. All right, Lord's blessings, sir. Thank you for calling. Well, that's going to do it for us right here at the Good Morning Show. Thank you
Whoa.
to Reese Gibson for sliding into the WBOK Good Morning Show.
Thank you.
Right before leaving town. But, maybe you can come back when you're visiting or something.
Oh, absolutely.
You might be on a little different schedule.
Yeah, it might be a different schedule, but we'll see what happens. I could probably make it back. I can make it back, but thank y'all for having me.
All right,
and
absolutely.
also thank y'all for paving the way for all of us, really, truly.
Well, we appreciate everything that you've been doing and looking forward to the tremendous things that you're going to be doing out in Los Angeles.
Thank you.
All right. That's going to do it for us. Lord willing, I'll be back here tomorrow. This is Will Sutton with Ro Brown talking about WBOK, 12:30 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about. Oh.